Today we are here at BT Fitness, Alexandria, Virginia. I have the absolute pleasure of sitting down with Berhane Mehari, a fitness trainer, a nutritionist, and a health advocate, making an incredible impact in our community. Berhane is dedicated to helping or pushing towards advanced levels. We will be talking about his journey into fitness and how he customized training for different clients, and how our Eritrean and Ethiopian heritage plays a role in health and wellness. Berhane, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you, Millen. I really appreciate you for doing this. And of course, this is your first time coming to BT Fitness. Hope you enjoy it, and let's do this.
Looking forward
Let's
to
connect
it.
with our people.
Yeah, we definitely will. I really appreciate you for letting me come in and just kind of like let the word out as well.
Yes.
I do want to ask, what inspired you to become a fitness trainer?
Yeah, it's funny. I started really when I was young back home. I would say I was like maybe 14, 15. I stepped in this little gym and basically watching some bodybuilders, boxers, working out and training. And then from that, I started falling in love with it, basically just watching them and trying to do the same thing. And eventually, after like a while, a few months, maybe even close to a year, I became a personal trainer without knowing what personal training means.
Wow.
So I started showing people what to do, how to do things. And from that point, I left country, which is I think around 88.
Oh, wow, okay.
And came back, to Italy and then come here. So normally I was playing soccer around that time, but around 90s, I stumbled again to the gym. And from that point, I started working out, building my body and my mind, and then helping people, just, friends and even the people that members in the gym, working out together like maybe 10, 15. So one manager came to me like, man, you're good at this. Why don't you become a personal trainer? I was like, I always think about it, but never took action. It's like, come on, work with us. And that's how it started. So 2007, I was working at Bali Sort of Fitness, right now called LA Fitness. I worked for like 2 years, and I started my own, which is a BT Fitness, which is around 2009. And I'm still here doing it, yeah.
And also, you mentioned about that you would kind of put nutritionists together. How do the fitness and nutrition go hand in hand in training?
I believe really nutrition and weight training, fitness, basically I would say 50-50. A lot of people thinks, nutrition's 85% and then 50, but you can't just eat clean and not train, or you can just train and not eat clean. So it comes in, I would say 50-50, because you can eat clean, but if you're not impacting into the muscle, our body gets better, the brains get better if we stress it, not just nutrition. And then also, you can work out and not eating clean, that's not gonna work with you too. So 50-50, I would say, you gotta eat clean and also lift weights.
So when you think about the eating clean, right? So you're not going to eat clean every day. We're going to be honest about that.
Yeah.
How can they break that though? So there's events, as you know, our culture, we have a lot of festivities going on. Is a certain time or certain days that they can slowly, of course, and we'll come and talk about that, like the age group of the eating habits. Yeah. How do you break that? Because we can't eat a salad every day, because that just, some people just not going to happen. It's not going to make it.
Not necessarily you have to eat salad, but at the end of the day, the gut health is more than anything. So if you want to be healthy, if you want to be fit, and if you want to age well, you can't say, oh, because I get bored with this and that. So, you got to make a choice. If you want to be healthy, you got to feed their guts the way, you got to give your guts right nutrition, so your body can get better and better every time as you age. Definitely as we age, when you get to a certain age, you lose muscle weight from, depending on men and women, from 1 to 3% every year. So if you don't enhance it to your body when it comes to eating, or drinking water and stuff like that, resting, and putting pressure on the body, which is working out, you get weaker. And then also, everything that we eat, it impacts your hormones. So the moment you eat clean, the moment you start exercising, there's 4 hormones that plays. The first thing the moment you think about working out, or you see somebody right now, I'm going to do that. Guess what happened? The dopamine kicks in. And then when you start doing that, it's like, okay, let me go start. So when you start working, start sweating, whether it's running, whatever you think is good for you, and then endorphins kick in, which is, that's like a happy feeling. And then after that, you go for like 3 to 4 weeks, and then the serotonin kicks in, which means that's like happy hormones. And then after like a month or 2, even 3 months, oxytocin kicks in, which is that self-love. When you love yourself, you don't want to put anything that damages that body, whether it's through drinks or through the food. So you have to make a choice. And of course, just because you can't also be 100% clean, because there's a time when you have occasion, you can eat here and there, but that's not going to damage you. We're talking about eat clean. It's not about a daily basis, not once a while. You can eat once a while, drink, eat. That's okay. It ain't going to harm you. But the things that you constantly eating every day, and plus the food that we eat, it's not really food. It's way processed, ultra processed. So you have to pick whether you're going to be healthy down the road. Right now, you can be someone who is clean and someone who does not eat clean or works out. Now, it don't make no difference really, unless they take clothes off and you see how it is. But when you're eating clean on your 20s, it's going to impact you when you're 40. When you eat clean on 40, it's going to impact you when you're 60, 70. So you have to choose whether you want to be in that category.
Thank you for clarifying that. Who is your ideal clients? Do you focus more on the beginners, athletics, or mix?
I don't focus on certain things. I train conditioning, strength training, bodybuilding. So I have clients from 16 all the way to 79 years old. So I approach the program in a different way, depend on their body, or their fitness level. So I have athletes that compete as a bodybuilding, and I have cancer patients. Well, right now, actually, they're on remission, so they're not doing any kind of treatment, but I had several that dealt with the cancer. And because of the way they eat and because the way they train, of course, they're in much better health now than they ever been.
I was just going to ask if you see a difference in that.
Yeah, big time.
And also, I know we talked about earlier that you also train models. That's kind of like, they did modeling in Paris or New York?
Yeah. Well, I have one client that I do virtual. Now she's, of course, modeling.
Okay.
And
we're definitely going to get back to that
Italy,
virtual because that's one of my favorite.
She's Lou's sister, Lydia's sister.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you offer group training, and how do you structure beginners versus advanced sessions?
So what we do basically in here is like we do 2 different programs. One is PT, which is personal training. So like I mentioned earlier. So it could be people come in any kind of conditioning, and we try to work with that. And then also there's a group class. The group class, the program is basically has weight training. So we kind of do lower body, upper body, cardio and abs, and then a total body. So it's every day. It's a different classes that target a different muscle group. So anyone can do it literally and every day without literally resting because we target a different muscle group.
Are you also open to one-on-one? Because I know there's folks that don't like to do a group class.
Oh yeah, we welcome with one-on-one, which is the best to do because especially the beginners, they got to start with one-on-one. Some people never lift weight. So you got to teach them to lift weight as far as like deadlift, squats, and stuff like that. So that requires like one-on-one. And once they get used to that, as far as lifting, basically they can transition to group class.
Okay, thank you. For our Eritrean and Ethiopian heritage has deep-rooted traditions. Are there any cultural habits you try to incorporate or change a better health? Because I know that's a lot of concerns in our community right now.
I think I would say, we have a good culture and then we also have a bad culture. So, and that's in any culture that you go to. But I would say two things. One is basically self-love. I think we lack on that in our community because we always think about family more than ourselves. And then also the second, also nutrition. So about self-love, here, we come from a different country. We just work. But at the same time, we're not taking care of ourselves. We're always concerned about our family. But the thing is, you can only do so much. You can only go so far when you do that. But if you take care of yourself, you can even do more. You can work harder and keeping yourself mentally, physically healthy to even go further to help. So that way you don't become a burden to your family. Because you work, and one day you would have a heart attack. And who's going to carry that family? So I think that needs to change. Need to have a self. Because most people think when you take care of yourself, they think it as being selfish. At some point, you have to be selfish to take care of yourself. Because the more you take care of yourself, the more you take care of somebody else. You can't love yourself and then love somebody else. But if you love yourself, and then you can love yourself. I mean, you can love somebody else. But most of the time, it's the other way around.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because that also brings into the issues that we have, like in our community, like health issues.
Yeah. The health issue, basically, like I would say, is two things. One is about self-love, and then nutrition. So when it comes to self-love, we think it as selfishness, because the culture that we come, we always put our family first and we work hard and not taking care of ourselves. And a lot of people, like basically, when you can only go so far. In some points, you're gonna have issues, whether it's with your back, your knee, or even worse, heart attack, or cancer. And what do you do after? So you have to put yourself first in order to take care of somebody else. And you don't want to be burdened to your family just because you're just working, not taking care of yourself. So that's one issue. And the second issue will be nutrition. It's the way we come, we eat same thing over and over, very much the same. So that also have to change. So we're not supposed to just eat to full ourselves. We need to eat to nourish our body, to basically taking care of the microbiome, the bacteria that we have in our guts. The gut health is more important than even the brain, because the brain and the gut is the same. So if you mess up your guts, you eventually messing up your brain. So if you take care of your gut health, which is feeding what your microbiome needs, not what you need. So you got to eat for the microbiome, which is the bacteria that we eat. That's what's going to keep you, boost up your immune system, gives you energy, how you look on your skin, and of course to also, that because some of the hormones, it's not just comes from the brain, also comes from your guts. Like I mentioned earlier, the serotonin and melatonin, it comes from your guts. 90% of serotonin comes from the gut. Yeah. So you have to eat clean in order for you to be happy, to feel good. When you make them happy, you be happy. So you can't just eat whatever you want.
I know we talked about supplements. Can you go a little bit details on that?
Supplements, especially in our community, is not popular.
I'm one of them.
But I can really swear by it does work.
Okay.
So it's a simple. You don't have to do a major thing. So the simple things, basically, multivitamin, fish oil, vitamin D3, magnesium. Those simple. That could be some other stuff, but at least this 4 or 5 things is really important. It does not harm, but it gives benefit, because the food that we eat is not quality. So if it was like everything organic, I would say you don't need to. But when do you go outside and get sun? Really? So most people, literally, some people, especially in our community, people die from deficiency of vitamin D3 and magnesium as well. So adding to that, it's going to enhance your mental health and physical health. So why not try it, you know? So I think that's the best thing to do, because I take it every day, and I've been taking it for, I would say, maybe 20, 25 years now.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. But so like for me, vitamins don't work for me. Like I get sick. So I don't know, you can tell me if I'm doing this right or wrong. So I try to do smoothies at home, like spinach, like just to get some vitamin, because I know some of the pills. I even talked to my doctor, and she actually said, try the baby vitamins, and which I do need to try that because I haven't.
Yeah. So sometimes a lower dosage works, but for most part, you know, just listen to your body. For most part, regular supplement works. You don't have to try the KISS vitamin.
Okay.
But and if it does, and you just have to switch. And also, if you like, you know, as far as vitamin C, vitamin D3, you need to go out to the sun. Yeah, vitamin C, make sure you take make green vegetables. Even lemon is good. Pepper. All kind of different colors. You can have that, and it's good vitamin C right there.
Okay. I know I'm interested in that cryotherapy, and I've seen it that you posted.
Yeah, cryotherapy. Yeah.
What is what does it do for you?
Cryotherapy is basically any kind of quality is good for your body. So literally most of the time, as we age, our body get inflamed, and all this disease that comes is from inflammation. So yes, when you work out, you get inflammation, but it's a temporary. But the inflammation that goes throughout organs and even the brain is impacting us in a bad way. So through cancer and other stuff. So cryotherapy comes in handy because it's quick, it's easy, 3 minutes, and you get to negative 220, which is I think about 90 Celsius, below zero. It's 3 minutes. You really, when you think about it, it's hard, but once you step on it, it's okay. And then as soon as you step out, you feel good, like as your dopamine goes through the roof. So the most benefit, of course, anti-inflammatory. What else would be? It will boost up your immune system. You boost up your metabolism, and also works as a fat burner too, because your body starts warming up, so you burn the brown fat, and then the brown fat is easy to burn, and then from that transition also the bench fat, the white fat also change to a brown fat. So that's good. And then of course a recovery. So if you have like
a knee,
knees and stuff, that helps as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And then also on the side of it, which is sauna. Sauna, a lot of people, especially in our community, people go to sauna just to relax. But it's way more to it, because sauna, it does help for, anything is good for your heart, it's good for your brain. So it's like when you go to sauna, it's kind of mimic like a cardio. So you would have a good blood circulation in your body, so which is good for your brain. And so basically if you do like 3 or 4 times, you reduce a chance having Alzheimer's or dementia by 30-40%. And imagine if you also do it from 4 to 7 days, literally every day, you reduce 70-80% chance of having Alzheimer's or dementia. That's no drug can do.
Wow.
So just by sitting in the sauna, you do that for 30-45 minutes. At first it might be you can only do 10 minutes or 5 minutes, but as you do it, your body adapts, and then you can do longer and longer. And that simple thing that you do, it can prevent you from having issue when you get to a certain age, because you will if you don't take care of your body.
True.
Yeah.
For saunas, is it a certain age? Like I know for minors, do you consider that for them or not yet?
Not really, because I've seen some young can do it. I don't think there's no problem. Okay. And some people, they don't like to be in a box.
True.
I get that. And if you can't get that, and just sprint for like a minute or do some kind of cardio, just hit up. But there's nothing like sauna though.
Okay. I love my sauna. Let me tell you, I didn't know all that
and
stuff
easy
helped,
to
but I love it.
All you do is sit and lay down.
Exactly.
Just, chill.
Yeah. Sometimes I go to sleep. I just go to sleep, and I have to make sure I don't burn up in there.
That is true.
Yeah, I love it.
From what I hear, it's like, I don't have time. Oh, I'm busy, and that, right? But the thing is, you don't need to go to gym.
You can be at home.
And you don't have to do hour workout. You can just do 5 minutes. Imagine, it's not that one day or twice a week that you do is going to change your life. It's something that you do the 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minutes every day. Imagine you do that for years. That will completely change your body. So no excuse. You have to do that 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So you can do it in the kitchen, you can do it in your bathroom, you can do it in the office if you have an office, or you can just do it in a living room. It doesn't matter. Or if you have a basement, you can do it in a basement. It takes 5-10 minutes. And basically you can do body weight, or you can also just need one set dumbbell, depend your strength level, which is 8, 10, 15, and pick that and just do something. We can demonstrate that and do like 5-10 minutes with Lou, and we'll see that. Okay. Yeah.
Most of the viewers are asking about this, about fitness for elders. How do we encourage older adults to stay active?
You see, like most of the time I have, clients that maybe 70, 79, and they haven't taken care of their body and their brain for a long term. All they were doing is basically work on a family. And now they even having a hard time just to walk or to step up on a step. And that is really, tragic to anybody, basically, to them or to their family. So the best thing to do is that's why you got to think ahead as far as keeping yourself in shape. So the muscle comes really important. So you got to make your legs strong. The legs is like, if you have strong legs, you're going to have a happy life and long life. So it's not about how long you live, it's about quality life. Because I don't work, work out every day so I can live longer. I don't care about that. But wherever I live, I want to have quality life. It's not, but you can be 100 or 70, but if you're in a wheelchair, what's the point? So I want to be healthy as much as I can. So my goal is basically, even when I'm 60, 70, I'll be able to jump. That's my goal. So I always tell people, make sure you walk, just grab a chair and just squat, stand up. Strengthen your quads. That's what's going to carry you. So most of the time, which is our people in our community, we work hard. And then when it's time to retire, that's when we're supposed to enjoy life, right? Without worrying about kids or responsibility of mortgage and this and that. You want to travel back home, or you want to travel in any kind of countries in order to enjoy life. But if you don't take care of yourself, you can't even walk. How are you going to enjoy life? So basically, you just work all your life and you just work money, and you can't even use it. I'd rather be broke ass and be healthy than be rich and not be able to walk. Or sometimes it's not even about walking. You can also have a pain 24 hours. And that is the worst tragic.
And that pain definitely goes through the back and to the knee.
Knee and shoulders. Yeah.
Because I know there's things that I know, even for me, I've said it, I don't work out as much, like I should. I know before COVID, I was literally going to the gym like 3-4 days. Yep. Once COVID started, forget it.
Yeah.
it just brought me back to laziness. Now I can feel like my body, like certain things, like, oh my God, like my knee, like I mentioned, I had a knee surgery, but there's things that I can even wear heels. I'm not a heel person, but even this little, it will bother me now. And that's because I know I didn't work out like I should. So, and I just, had to be honest, so something that people can also share with that. Yeah. But thank you for mentioning that. I know you said you do work with kids 16. When is the best time? Is it okay to start early than 16, especially with obesity and all that's going? Because we want to make sure our kids are healthy. Yeah.
The more active you are, the better, regardless what age. I've trained literally age 12 before, but right now I'm 16. He's probably going 17. But the more, basically, when you start young, that's how I started young. So I fell in love with it. So now I know what fitness can do. So I want other people to experience that, the way I move, the way I sleep, the way I think, the way I control my emotions, regardless what comes. I put my body first. And then, of course, if I take care of my body, and I'll take care of my family too. So if you start young age, which is the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Would you consider adding a family fitness session or parent-kid training days?
Actually, to be honest, that's the best thing to do because I have a son and a mom that work out together. So that 16 years old work with his mom.
Okay, that gives them more motivation.
And this actually is really beautiful when they see them to work out together, and they can encourage each other, and so it's good. And then they can also eat clean together.
That's how you start.
Yeah.
That's a good way. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, now this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Of course, we talked about remote, and you said you have clients from other states that you work like as virtual.
Yeah.
Do you see the difference of that, or is it still kind of pretty much, they still follow the rule, whether they do virtual or in person?
When it comes like training, what I do is I don't just focus on just the body. I focus on mental. So you can work, you can work anything you want. You can work all day. But if you're not really working on your brain, the way you think, your willpower, you're going to go out there and consume stuff that you're not going to benefit. So I work as much as physical, also mental, because mental health is very important to us. And especially what's going on right now, mental is more important for the young and old. So whether they're virtual training, whatever, I still work with them as far as their fitness level and mental health. So we constantly talk, and I encourage them. Basically, in some points, I've become psychiatrist.
I'm telling you, because I had to, taking some stuff away from what you had mentioned. I love it. So I wanted to ask you about, and I'm sure everybody wants to hear this, like your challenges, your journeys. What has been the most challenging part of your journey? And if you can go back, is there anything that you would do differently?
I won't say I would do anything differently, but definitely when I start my first studio, I had so many issues, as far as just to start. I was gonna start with a partner, and it didn't happen. He was trying to take advantage of me, basically try to see me do everything but not doing anything. I had to cut that. I was like, either I'm in on this or I'm not. So, and then I made a choice to go on my own, and I did that. And then I got to, from a small place, a little bit bigger place. So I had upstairs and then downstairs here. So with that, I had so many things planned, but it didn't go. So that impacted me, that affected me as far as, rent. Rent is expensive here, so it was a struggle. But I pushed through and I made it. So I got rid of the upstairs. I just kept this one here. And then ever since, I'm just pushing through.
Okay, that's amazing. And I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you caught everything on time early, before you got any loss. What advice do you have for someone thinking about starting their fitness journey?
Well, I would say start. If you love yourself, start. Because exercise is the best medicine for literally anything that we're facing now. from just a simple like a depression, anxiety, being sick, even catching a flu and that, or to a major, even cancer. So when you get your body ready physically, mentally, no matter what comes, you are basically ready to fight. But if you don't get your body ready and something happen, your body's gonna give up, your brain's gonna give up. So there's no way come out of that. So no matter what, no excuse. You can be busy with kids or without the kids, or doesn't matter how old you are. You need to start no matter what, because exercise is the best medicine that you can ever get and has no side effect. The only side effect is you got to go through a little pain, but no pain, no gain, because the only way our bodies thrive is if we put it on the stress.
I always like to ask my guests, to leave my audience with inspiration. Do you have a favorite quote or personal mantra that motivates you?
Well, my favorite is right on the wall. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Because without a discipline, you can't do anything. Basically, in anything in our life, you have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined going to work, be on time. You have to be disciplined on taking care of your family. You have to be disciplined where you sleep. You have to be disciplined how you eat. You have to be disciplined working out. So discipline is the key to anything. Whether it's going to school, working, business, it doesn't matter. You can't be disciplined on one thing and not be disciplined on another thing. And the second quote